Queenie.
Hey, Doc. I think you look freezing. Where are you?
I am freezing. I'm outside. It's about 40 degrees with a wonderful, nice northern wind. Normally I have my hat on, but my ears are cold.
Oh my gosh. You really do look cold, for real. I mean, my goodness.
I am.
So obviously you're at your fantastic acre with your community garden, which is super, super awesome.
Yes, today we're planting broccoli, cauliflower, cabbage, Swiss chard. We've got to get it in, and we had a break in the weather because we've been trying to get things tilled, but every other day it seems like it's been raining.
Okay.
So today, there's sunshine, and Michelle, Granny Boss, #Granny Boss, and I have been forming rows in the back. You really can't see, but or I can't see.
Wow,
I don't know what you guys
can. That's very awesome.
So we're getting ready to plant all of that stuff. So yeah.
Okay, so hang on a second. All that stuff that's in those little containers, you grew that from seed, like in your home?
Well, I have a few, yes, and then I also bought there's a farm down the street that also does that. So we've kind of mixed everything together.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, we're planting about 25 to 30 broccoli plants, 25 to 30 cabbage, so high volume. Wow. I did not have the room.
Oh my gosh, that is very, very high volume, Doc. My goodness. And so those go in. And so then for someone like me, is there a way that you're going to label this? So I know this is cabbage, this is broccoli, this is Swiss chard. Is that someone knows that?
Yeah, we will have stakes in the ground at the start of every row. We'll have a stake at the start and at the finish of every row. And we try to plant every, like-minded, like kind all together in one row. Okay. We don't mix.
All right. Well, now that really does help me because like I say, I would be that person that's like, oh my gosh, what is this? And then the rest of the story would be, is this a weed? So I always
and I'd be going, don't touch, don't pull that. Yeah.
I already know the answer. Don't get her near my garden. I know that answer.
So we've been out here for about an hour or so.
You really do have to be frozen solid though. I've been looking at my temperature this morning when I got up, I think it was 6:15 or something, and the wind chill was 30. And I thought, oh my gosh, this cannot be Kansas City in April.
No, well, actually, I'm not really that cold just because I'm moving around. So I know once I stop, here in a little while, I'm doing actually fine. It's all about layering what we taught our little kids with, I've got my sweatshirt on, I've got a shirt underneath that, I've got a light jacket. So yeah, I just try to layer. I've got gloves, so it's not so bad.
That's awesome. Now to recap a little bit also, last week you were able to tell us about the potato towers. Now, yes. When, for someone like me, does a potato happen on those things?
Well, let's see if I can scroll over there. There we go.
Yeah, see? All right. There that's what I meant. Okay.
We just need things to warm up, and then they will sprout. So we're hoping here soon. We just have not had the warm weather to get them to sprout. So 50s, 60s, preferably 60s and above, they'll start sprouting. So yeah, hopefully this is an experiment. We've never done the potato towers before. So
well, and quite frankly, you've mentioned this several times before in some of your podcasts and different things that you do. This has been a very unusual spring for Kansas City.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. Usually by this time we have most of our stuff in the cold weather crops, and we just have not been able to get it in because it's been literally raining every other day.
Yeah.
And then with a field this size, we had to till it several times to get it to break up because Kansas in this area is very well known for clay soil. And just one till didn't do it. Everything was like real clumpy and we couldn't plant in it. And so we actually had this tilled again on Saturday, and they tilled it. They went around this area probably 5-6 times. It's an acre.
It looks absolutely amazingly awesome. It really does.
So, Yeah, so we had it tilled and we saw a break in the weather. So Michelle and I were here 9:30, 10 o'clock already. So just trying to play, and it's plodding along. We got to get things in. We already have part of the corn. We're doing sweet corn. Part of that is in already. We'll probably put the other half in either today or tomorrow, depending on the weather. And then we'll just see, we're playing it by ear. No pun intended.
Yeah, by ear of corn. That was cute, Doc. But where do tomatoes go? Are they going to go on your trellis on a vine? What are they going to do?
They will be, let's see, I can show you. We've got some homemade from we've got actually a friend of a friend that built these trellises, and they are made out of, they call them cow panels. It's a real thick metal.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it here.
Keep going. Oh yeah, my goodness.
We will put cherry tomatoes on those. Those are super sturdy. Nothing hopefully will blow those over. Your vining tomatoes we'll put on those. And then we'll also, I've got probably, I'm trying to remember how many plants I planted. I've got 4 different varieties that I planted a few weeks ago. So we'll have, what's 16 times 4?
Oh my goodness, that's amazing.
Probably 40 to 50 other tomato plants. Things like Roma tomatoes, which are good for salsa and tomato sauce. And then some brandy wine, which is a bigger tomato, almost like as big as a hamburger, big beefsteak type of tomato. And then medium size, which are like baseball size. So yeah, and then the cherry tomatoes. So
my goodness. Well,
we've got the room.
Everything is not only organized, but my goodness, to have something for me, obviously, this is such an incredibly large undertaking, and it feels like you're biting it like one bite at a time, as far as this section, this section, this section, and whatever the weather will allow.
Yes, it's like what we talk about with networking and business. It's one step at a time, and just keep your head down, keep your focus. Yeah. And with gardening in general, it's you are beholden to the weather. So it's always punt and pivot, punt and pivot, punt and pivot, and then sometimes you'll be able to grow things, sometimes you won't. Sometimes there's bugs, sometimes there, it's always changing. So, yeah. But yeah, it's step by step, no matter where we're going. Yeah. And the next probably 4 to 5 weeks, depending on the weather, we're trying to get as much in as we can. Looking at the forecast over the next 2 weeks, it's going to be up and down still with a lot of. So
yeah, that's why I say I was out as soon as I saw wind chill 30. I thought, goodbye. That is not going to happen.
We're expecting you here, Queenie. We didn't see you.
Well, you missed me. I was there earlier this morning.
Oh.
Yeah, okay. I got there before you guys. You just didn't know it.
I heard there was somebody here, but they didn't know who it was.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because she was dressed like a polar bear. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. Well, honestly.
So happy Monday. Happy National. Now I'm trying to remember because I looked at it last night. I do believe it's Happy National, and I'm trying to think if there's any food involved this time around, and I don't think we had any food. I know it's Adult Autism Awareness Day.
Okay.
Do you remember? I know you glance at those things. Do you remember any of the national days?
I can't imagine if it was a food thing that you would not have already known about that. So that would be interesting.
I missed it. I dropped it. And now I'm like thinking, it obviously didn't impact either of us because we can't remember. I do remember the Adult Autism Awareness Day because I know a few individuals, and I actually used to work in the disability community. So, that type of thing will jump out at me, and I, of course, will remember that.
As soon as I typed in National Day of for April 18th, it came up National Piñata Day.
There you go.
Yeah.
Well, we could hang some piñatas from some of the trellis work here.
Yeah, National Piñata Day. So that is interesting. But it's one of those kind of things when people look these up, it's always so fun to be able to see what the national days of are. And it really is because people, some people celebrate at whatever, like, hello, we've got Cinco de Mayo coming up. A lot of people
Right.
are into that. Oh, Doc, I do remember that you mentioned National Animal Cracker Day.
Oh, that's right. See, there was food involved.
There you
I
go.
obviously missed it. Ah,
Absolutely. And we have National Lineman Appreciation Day. One of the teams that I actually have gotten to teach with networking at one of the colleges around here, they have lineman training. And so I get
wow.
to meet people that are actually in that industry. And then the other one, Doc, hang on to your hat, is National Velociraptor Day.
Oh, that's right. It's the old dinosaur thing.
That's
Yeah,
right.
I'm just
So,
glad dinosaurs aren't around anymore, aren't you?
yeah. Oh my goodness. And I don't want to go further as far as who's a dinosaur and who's not, but yeah. And I don't even know how to say that Velociraptor. I don't know, but whatever it is.
That sounds good. You know,
It's
could you imagine if
dinosaur.
can you imagine if dinosaurs were around like, oh, I hit a dinosaur yesterday on the highway.
Oh my gosh. Yeah, that's one of those kind of things you can't even imagine. Oh my goodness. But it's always interesting. And especially with animal crackers. I don't know if you ever gave those to your kids, but that was a staple for ours because I didn't like sweet. And that was their treat is, oh boy, you get an animal cracker. And I'm sure now they're going, Mother, what did you do to us? And
I used to have an entire box in the car when we would travel, you know, so.
Yeah, I was that Cheerio mom. And I didn't even care for the goldfish stuff. There was something chemical-esque about that for me. And so I did Cheerios and I did animal crackers, and that was kind of their.
We did Cheerios, animal crackers, and graham crackers.
Okay.
So, and anytime we would travel, the kids would be eating all the way there and all the way back. Keep them.
So it's kind of like you get in the car, you got to eat.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
That sounds amazing. And you mentioned earlier actually about networking. And one of the things I did want to share today, there are so many amazing groups, honestly. And if you have not yet searched a group, filtered a group, I really so encourage you to do that. For all of everyone listening with us today, or even on the replay, please consider. A lot of people do Facebook groups. I know, Doc, that you're very involved in your Gardenary group for the company that you're working with, as far as they have you teaching classes for them and all of the different things that you're doing. That is the coolest thing. And so there are groups that are public. There are groups that are private. There are groups that you join. There are groups that you just click and say, yeah. And then please, that's usually Facebook, but please consider filtering on LinkedIn. Because if you haven't filtered yet, as soon as you type in any subject, it'll either come up people, events, groups, something, but filter to groups. And usually you'll be able to join just by clicking. And then once you get into that particular group, now you can network within it. So for those of us who actually get to network for free all day long, it really is phenomenal from a standpoint of filter, because you get to meet people from everywhere. And the other thing I did want to share, if you have not yet gone to hopin.com, as in hopin, bunny hopin.com, go there and go to events that are free, because now you get to network on an even bigger scale. And I'm just telling you, the only limits I have found so far are the limits that we put on ourselves.
Right. Correct. Yeah, and you are a master networker, and you do all of your networking for free, and your reach is worldwide.
Yes.
And why not? The way I look at it with the networking piece is, why not? There's nothing to lose. And it also gives you practice on talking about your business, and then there's always people, true networkers realize that, the networking opportunity is getting to know people. And isn't it cool? And I know people from all around the world. And it's just like, you'll say, so-and-so from India and so-and-so from Australia. And you're like, wow, that is pretty cool.
Yeah,
it's really cool.
It is. That's why I say I have felt so long about the only limits that we have are the ones we put on ourselves. If we keep saying that enough times, then finally you're going to go, hang on a second, I don't want to put limits on me. And so as soon as people realize, people talk about with the Jesus thing, take the shackles off. Don't be trapped by the enemy or whatever's going on with you. Take the shackles off and let Jesus do his thing. It's the same drill when we work on our daily lives. The only limitations that we have are the ones that we have self-inflicted. I've got a lady that has a lot of physical challenges. and she chooses not to allow the physical challenges to keep her from doing anything. She literally says, I can probably do just about everything you can. I just have to adapt it differently. And I'm just like, that is the coolest attitude in the world, because she does not talk about limitations. She talks about opportunities. And I just think
that's a perfect example. That's a perfect example. And if something doesn't work, that's the punt and pivot. Figure it out a different way. And you know, like we talk about, if something is meant to be, it'll happen. You know, I mean, and that's basically what I'm doing here. I'm thinking big. I'm thinking really big. And this is a little intimidating because I normally don't grow on an acre, you know, but you know, and like the networking with you, up until 2 years ago, you didn't network across the world.
Not across the world, I definitely didn't, but I really, and I told a person in one of my groups, I usually tried to stay within 100-mile radius, not diameter, but radius. And so my chambers of commerce took me all the way. Well, actually, I guess further than that, because I've actually networked in the St. Louis, St. Charles, Alton, Illinois area. And so I really did go even further than that, depending upon what wanted me, wherever they needed me, kind of thing.
Exactly.
And then, so I didn't even put limits there. And then depending upon, I've spoken in Wisconsin, I've spoken in Kentucky, and just about every place in between after that. But it's back to that same drill. Take the shackles off, especially with everything online. Go to LinkedIn. Type in whatever your topic would be, even if it's master networking or business networking or whatever you would type in, and then go to groups as the filter. It's so amazing to meet people from everywhere. And Doc, I did want to share one thing. I am beyond excited for you. Last week, you mentioned that you wanted to up your YouTube channel subscribers, and I love that. And definitely go to Kitchen Garden Expert and subscribe to Doc's channel. But I also happen to know that you are explosive on Instagram, my friend, and you are seriously rocking that.
I've been playing with trying to see how it works, you know, and I've been doing it since August. Isn't that what I say? Has it been since August?
Yeah.
Time flies. But yeah, I've got the momentum going. I'm really into the reels. And of course, now is my season. I've got lots of content for my reels. But yesterday I looked at my logarithm, and I looked at my, you know, data and all of that. And I have yesterday's post, I had over 5,000 views, and I've reached in the past month almost 25,000 people.
Oh my gosh.
And and they also throw a percentage in there of, you know, an increase. They talk about your increase over the previous month. Well, I've got a 371% increase.
Wow.
And that's just doing a 15-second reel consistently, like we talk, step by step, day after day.
Wow.
You know, that and, you know, the hashtags, and I've figured out different hashtags. Even the music that you attach to your reel makes a difference. So, but I've, you know, it's that thing of trying it and just keep trying, and eventually you figure it out. So kind of like the networking, keep trying it.
So excited
and
for
your
you.
reach keeps going. So
I really mean it. Congratulations. That is the coolest thing ever.
A lot of fun. It's a lot of fun.
Well, and just like you said, how much content you have now. Holy moly, sister.
Yeah.
I mean, if nothing else, your potato towers, I've never seen or heard of such a thing. I know that surprises you. And, but honestly, I didn't even know what it meant, but it's the coolest system I have ever seen.
Well, we're hoping it grows.
Yeah.
But it's not and so frozen. Yeah, I'm just like, please grow. Now that we have them, please grow.
Well, I think that's very cool. I really seriously do. The other thing I have a favor. I know that your border collie behind you that has been making the rounds to keep everyone safe and happy. Her name is Happy.
Her name is Happy. Yes.
I would love it if you would take a picture, because I'm actually going to post her on one of my several actually of my social media, because of the Happy Neighborhood Project. And I would like to be able to hashtag Happy. Yeah, she was directly behind you at one point. But she's been
I'm a little angry at Happy right now. You know what she did yesterday?
What?
She got into one of my gardens. She was digging.
Wow.
I'm not happy with you, Happy. Yeah, but
Okay.
no, I will be happy to take a picture of Happy.
Okay, well, I am happy that you are able to do that, but and see, let me tell you something. Did she do that because it was freshly tilled?
No, she actually in the garden box, not the one I'm in here, but the other garden box. I don't know if she is a master at, taking care of the wildlife. And I think that's what she
Okay.
was looking for.
Okay.
You know, her footprints were all over the place and there was one great big hole. So,
wow. Well, at least you could tell it was she that did it. So that's interesting
yes.
right off the bat.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
the
I'd
evidence.
love to have a happy picture of Happy. If you're not
Yes.
angry with her, you do it on a happy day.
We'll do a happy picture of, regardless of being angry and happy. I said to her, I said, Happy, I'm not happy with you right now. You are happy. So
And she could probably actually tell too.
well, when I show up here, I bring a treat. So
Oh, there you go. That's a smart girl.
and her owner is like, she never comes to me. And I'm like, oh, do you give her doggy bones? So
I think you've probably got that piece figured out.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead.
The other thing I wanted to share is we are super duper excited for all of you listening with us live or certainly on the replay. Delinda Lane with the Fun Fearless Female Global Community of Christian Women is hosting a posting party. And
Hey.
all of you ladies are super duper excited, hopefully, to be able to attend. But I wanted you to be able to have a heads up so that you could actually save the date. So it's going to be on May 4th, which is a Wednesday, at Delinda's regularly scheduled Wow Wednesday. She does the first Wednesday of every month, and it's 1 o'clock Central, 11 o'clock a.m. Pacific. So everyone is definitely certainly encouraged to join the posting party because Doc is so great, certainly at Instagram and Reels, but you've upped your game big time on LinkedIn as well. And so I know that you are, and I remember a couple months ago, you hosted a posting party also, and they're just super fun to be able to have people get together and increase organic traffic, as we call it, and algorithmic reach is such a big deal as well. So I just wanted to share that today, actually.
Yes, plug for the posting parties and everybody. Queenie does a fantastic job with educating everybody on how it works. And like you said, from my posting party, I doubled my connections.
Yeah.
Just one day with one post.
That is
better
so cool.
percentage than the Instagram. I didn't have to work so hard. Yeah,
no kidding. I really do. I think there's so many tricks on LinkedIn, and I've learned several of them. So I love being able to help other people. So I
get a lot of traffic to my website from LinkedIn, which is great to watch. I get a lot of traffic. So it all works together, as we know, all different types of social media, and then just keeping the networking going and just, get it into a routine and just step by step.
That is the coolest thing ever. I love that so much. Well, Doc, I'm going to let you go back to not freezing to death and to get your stuff planted. The good news is it looks like a nice sunshiny day today. Sorry about the wind, a little bit chilly, but at least it's not raining, and that's lovely. Yes. So it's so cool to be able to have you on location. And then we get to see the progress. So I really love that piece as well for the Doc and Queenie family.
Well, thank you, Queenie, for letting me, do it from location. I'm just, I'm tight on time, and I'm like, do you mind if I, I'm here again, for the next couple of weeks. It'll probably be that way, but thank you for stopping by.
Absolutely. Yes. And this is exactly how I will be stopping by.
I know.
Absolutely. Take us home, Doc.
All right. Well, thank you everyone for joining us on Doc and Queenie Facebook Live at every Monday. And today we were out on the farm. So thank you for everything, Queenie, that you do. And if you want to reach out to Queenie, you can reach her at kathyweaverkc.com. It's on YouTube, LinkedIn. Let's see, you're on Twitter also. And what other platforms? You've got your own website, of course. I just said that.
And even Instagram, of course. And I am on Pinterest. Don't laugh.
Okay. I guess you're going to have to give us a training on that because I'm not on that yet. I keep looking at it though. So reach out to kathyweaverkc.com, or you can check me out at kitchengardenexpert.com, and then the same types of platforms. I'm on Instagram, YouTube, LinkedIn. I'm not on Twitter, Facebook. We're both, of course, on Facebook. So anyways, everybody have a fantastic week. If you'd like to join us on Thursday nights at 7 p.m., we do a Bible trivia. You don't have to be a scholar, and it's just a great way to learn the Bible. If not, we will see you right back here next week at high noon. Thank you, Queenie.
Thank you, Doc. Have fun planting.
Thank you. Bye, everyone.
Bye now.